How the rich earn income. While they sleep, let's be honest, most of us are stuck in the same deal. We trade our time for money. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. You take a day off, the paychecks stop. It's this simple equation that keeps so many people feeling trapped, running on a hamster wheel where they're working harder and harder, but not getting any closer to real financial freedom. You work, you save, but you never seem to actually get ahead. But what if there was a totally different way to play the game? What if you could build systems that make money for you 24/7, whether you're on vacation, with your family, or literally while you're sound asleep? This isn't some get-rich-quick fantasy. It's how the wealthy actually operate. They don't just work harder, they build machines that work for them. In this video, I'm going to show you the most powerful tools the rich use to generate income around the clock and how you can start building your own wealth-generating machine today. Section 1. The mindset shift from active to passive. Before we get into the tools, we have to talk about the single biggest difference between the rich and everyone else: their mindset. Most people operate with a scarcity mindset, seeing money as this limited thing you have to earn and guard with your life. The wealthy, on the other hand, have an abundance mindset. They see money as a tool, not the end goal, but a tool you use to get more income-generating assets. They get that you can work yourself to the bone, but you'll always run out of time. There are only 24 hours in a day. Your money, though, it can work for you forever. It doesn't get tired, it never asks for a vacation, and it can grow relentlessly. The goal isn't just to earn money, it's to put your money to work. It's about making your money sweat so, eventually, you don't have to. Look, this isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about being patient and willing to delay a little gratification now for a lot of freedom later. The very first step is changing how you think about money, from something you work for to something that works for you. Section 2. Tool number 1, dividend-paying stocks and funds. All right, let's dive into our first practical tool, dividend investing. This is hands down one of the most accessible ways to start building a passive income stream. When you buy a share of a dividend-paying stock, you're literally buying a tiny piece of a company. And because you're an owner, the company cuts you in on the profits, usually every 3 months. These payments are called dividends. Just think about the huge established companies you see every single day. These giants have been rewarding their shareholders with dividends for decades. The best part? That income has nothing to do with you clocking in. The money just shows up in your brokerage account. But maybe you're thinking, I don't have the time or the smarts to research hundreds of companies. Fair enough. That's where dividend funds, or ETFs, are a game changer. An ETF is basically a basket that holds dozens or even hundreds of different dividend stocks. By buying just one share of a dividend ETF, you're instantly diversified, which seriously lowers your risk. If one company has a rough quarter, it barely makes a dent in your overall investment. For those who want to get serious, there are even categories like dividend aristocrats or dividend kings. These are companies that have increased their dividend for 25 or even 50+ years in a row. These are rock-solid businesses that have proven they can make money through thick and thin. Investing in funds that hold these stocks is a powerful way to build a reliable and growing income stream. You can start with just $50 and keep adding to it. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Section 3. Tool number 2, real estate investment trusts, REITs. Next up is a classic wealth builder, real estate. But hold on, I'm not talking about becoming a landlord, fixing leaky toilets, and chasing down rent checks. There's a much more passive way to get in on the action. What if you could own a piece of a shopping mall, a giant office building, or a massive apartment complex without ever having to manage a single property yourself? That's exactly what a real estate investment trust, or a REIT, lets you do. Think of a REIT as a mutual fund for properties. It's a company that pools money from tons of investors to buy and manage a portfolio of income-producing real estate. And here's the kicker. By law, REITs have to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. That rule makes them one of the highest-yielding investments out there for passive income. That income comes from the rent collected on all their properties. So when you own a share of a REIT, You're essentially collecting a tiny slice of rent from hundreds or thousands of tenants. You get the perks of real estate, the steady cash flow, and the property value going up, with none of the headaches. And just like stocks, REITs trade on the stock market, so you can buy and sell them in seconds. This throws the doors of real estate investing open to everyone, not just the super rich. You can even pick REITs that specialize in specific sectors you're interested in, like data centers, healthcare facilities, or apartment buildings. CTA, mid-roll. Hey, if you're getting some value out of this and the light bulbs are starting to go off, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And for more videos on building real wealth and passive income, make sure you subscribe. Now, which one of these ideas is your favorite so far? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. Section 4. Tool number 3, index funds. This third tool isn't as flashy as the others, but it is one of the most reliable, time-tested ways to build wealth without lifting a finger. Broad market index funds. While dividend funds are all about income right now, index funds focus on total growth. That's both dividends and the stock prices going up. An index fund is a fund that simply copies a major market index, like the S&P 500, which is made up of the 500 biggest companies in the US. Instead of trying to find that one needle in a haystack stock, you're just betting on the entire market to grow over the long term. And historically, that's been a very, very good bet. This is the definition of passive. You don't analyze companies. You don't worry about timing the market. You buy the fund, you hold on, and you let it do its thing. The fund managers do all the work of keeping it matched to the index, and they do it for incredibly low fees. This set it and forget it strategy is the perfect foundation for anyone's wealth building plan. Over the long run, the market has always gone up. By owning an index fund, you ride that wave. While it's not designed to spit out cash right away like a REIT, you can build a huge nest egg over time. Then down the road, you can sell a small piece each year, say 3% or 4%, to create your own paycheck. It's a proven strategy retirees use to fund their lives without ever running out of money. Section 5. Tool number 4, creating and selling digital assets. So far, we've talked about investing money, but what if your biggest asset right now is in cash? But what's in your head? The fourth tool is all about creating scalable assets, and today that usually means digital assets. We're talking about things like online courses, ebooks, or even a monetized YouTube channel or blog. Now this one takes real work up front, no doubt about it, but the payoff can be incredibly passive income down the line. Think about it. You create an online course one time, but you can sell it thousands of times for years with very little ongoing maintenance. You're taking your knowledge and turning it into a product that isn't tied to your hours. Modern platforms make it easier than ever to package what you know and sell it. Whether you're an expert in marketing, fitness, coding, or even just growing amazing tomatoes, there's an audience out there willing to pay for your expertise. This is the ultimate form of working smarter, not harder. You're building an automated system that helps people and generates revenue for you 24/7. It's about turning what you know into a machine that earns for you while you sleep. Conclusion. So let's wrap this up. We talked about the crucial mind shift from actively earning to passively owning. We broke down 4 powerful tools to build your own income machine: dividend stocks for steady cash flow, REITs for hands-off real estate income, index funds for dead simple long-term growth, and digital assets for turning your knowledge into money. The bottom line is this: the wealthy don't have some magic secret. They have a system. They understand that real financial freedom comes when you separate your income from your time. It's about building a collection of assets that do the work for you, not the other way around. This won't happen overnight. It takes discipline, patience, and a commitment to keep learning. But the good news is, you can start today. Open a brokerage account. Buy your first share of a dividend ETF. Research a REIT in a field that interests you. Brainstorm a digital product you could create. Taking that first step is the most important part. Start building your machine today, and one day you'll wake up and realize you're actually earning money in your sleep.